If you describe yourself as an introverted language learner, you're in luck because this video was made specifically for you. Bienvenidos a todos a mi canal Spanish Blueprints. My name is Joshua, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you Italki tips for introverted language learners. As an introvert, it may be a challenge to have interactions with native speakers of your target language, and especially if it is in public spaces and you're not the type of person that likes to just have conversations with random people on the street that you meet, or if you're at a grocery store, if you're at a mall. The first tip that I have for you is to practice speaking during your lessons, and that is because you may be very accustomed to consuming a lot of content in your target language, whether that's podcasts, you're watching a lot of movies and TV shows in this language, you may be reading a lot as well. And that's how I used to be, and that's how I still am. So if you were to give me a book in Spanish, I will sit down and read that all day long and not have to talk to anybody at all. It can be very tempting to repeat this during a lesson where you're just sitting and listening to your teacher or to your tutor during the whole lesson. But I challenge you to make an effort to speak as much as possible during your lessons. And no matter how shy you are, as long as you continue to do that, you're going to build a very good habit of speaking, and it's going to become easier and easier over time. Remember the role of your teacher, so they are there to help you on your language learning journey and to help you reach your language learning goals. So if they were to correct you on a pronunciation mistake that you just made, like you said hola instead of hola, then don't take that in a negative manner. Just make sure that you understand that they're not there to bully you, they're not there to make fun of you or to be very critical of you, but they really are trying to help you understand how to speak this language and just understanding all the nuances of the language. And I understand that this can be very nerve-wracking because you are an introvert and you finally have started to open up and start to speak with someone. It's like, well, why would I speak if I just keep making mistakes all the time? But I can assure you that that is a part of the process. Find a connection with your teacher. I have experienced multiple times that when I have something in common with my tutor or with my teacher, like exercising, language learning, and traveling, then things feel a lot less awkward and our conversations go more smoothly. Not only were the conversations smoother, but I completely forgot that I was nervous and I was shy. Then I started to express myself more. I started to come out of my shell. Tell your teacher how you feel. You can start to get more comfortable during these Italki lessons if your teacher knows that you're feeling very nervous, very shy, and that you don't want to make mistakes and any other worries that you have. I remember that I was so nervous doing one Italki lesson that I just kept fumbling over my words over and over again. I had no idea what to say, and I even had beads of sweat coming down my forehead. And the funny thing about that is when I did tell my tutor that I was feeling extremely nervous, she told me that she couldn't tell. And I've gotten the same response from other native Spanish speakers. When I told them I'm extremely nervous right now to even talk to you, they're like, well, I can't tell at all. So that just goes to show that people can't read minds. So that's why it's a really good idea just to tell your teachers how you feel. During your lessons, I also want you to be as relaxed as possible because then you're going to be the most productive that you can be as well. You're going to be able to have a better experience. So just breathe very heavily and stay very positive. You might even have to give yourself a little pep talk. It's only an Italki lesson, Joshua. It's only an Italki lesson. You got this. You got this. The last thing that you want to do is ruin a 30 or a 60-minute lesson just because you're nervous the whole time, where you're not even thinking about the lesson, about what your teacher is teaching you. Sometimes during these lessons, you may be so nervous that you actually start to forget what your teacher is saying. And that's why you should take notes. Depending on if your teachers are similar to mine, they might even write down the new words and phrases that they are saying in a Word doc or in the actual Skype chat or Italki chat. So to recap these Italki tips, we are going to practice speaking during our Italki lessons so we can develop that habit to prepare us for our future interactions with native speakers. We are going to remember the roles of our teachers. So if we were to make a pronunciation mistake, we are not going to take that the wrong way, but we're going to know that they're not picking on us, but they just want us to pronounce this word or phrase properly. We're going to have a connection with our teachers so we can share similar interests, and this will help us manage our shyness. We're going to tell the teacher how we feel because number one, people cannot read minds, and number two, so they can tailor the lessons more for us. We're going to stay very relaxed. We're going to breathe during our lessons so we can have the best experience possible. And to prevent our nervous feelings from making us forget during our lessons, we are going to take notes. Muchas gracias por ver este video. I hope you all enjoyed these Italki tips for introverted language learners. If you would like to see some Italki lessons in action and also hear more about my experience using this platform, I have created a few of these videos and you can find the link to them in the description box of this video. You can also find a referral link in the description box of this video. If you were to purchase $20 or more worth of Italki credits for your language lessons, then you would receive additional Italki credits. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Hasta luego.